How much pain would you be willing to go through for $10,000? I mean, really. Today, we're going to break down this wild challenge, where one man faces 5 levels of stings, each one getting worse and worse, all for a massive cash prize. It's a crazy experiment in endurance, and we're going to see just how far someone will push themselves when money's on the line.
Right here, this is the face of a man at his absolute limit. You can just see the pain. He's feeling venom literally coursing deep inside his arm. This is the climax, the final moment of the whole challenge. But how in the world did he get here? What kind of crazy ladder of pain did he have to climb to reach this point? Well, let's rewind and see how this whole thing kicked off. So here's how this whole thing works. It's not just one random sting. Oh no, it's a carefully crafted ladder of pain. Our challenger, this guy named Sai, he's agreed to face 5 different levels. Each one is designed to be more intense, more painful than the one before it. And as the pain goes up, so does the cash.
And just look at this prize ladder. I mean, it starts pretty small, right? $100, but it just skyrockets all the way up to that massive $10,000 grand prize. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Sai can tap out at any time. He can just take the money and walk. So at every single step, he has to ask himself, is the next reward worth the guaranteed pain that is definitely coming?
Okay, let's get into it. The first 2 levels. You can think of these as the warm-up rounds, you know? They're designed to test his nerve, to give him a little taste of what he signed up for, and they start with some insects that are, let's just say, pretty common but still no fun at all.
The challenge kicks off with the smallest prize on the board, $100. It's a simple first test. Is he really in this, or is he going to back out at the first sign of trouble?
And for that $100, Sai has to put his hand flat on a harvester ant nest for 45 seconds. These things might be tiny, but let me tell you, their sting packs a punch. It's not just about one sting either. It's the feeling of a whole swarm crawling all over you. So what happened here was actually pretty funny. For almost the entire 45 seconds, nothing. The ants just crawled all over his hand, kind of tickling him. It looked like he was going to get off easy. And then, at the literal last second, one little ant gets him. A sharp, needle-like sting. Just like that, he's earned $100 and gotten his first taste of pain.
All right, with level 1 in the bag, the stakes jump a lot. We're now playing for $500. The pain is about to get way more focused and a whole lot more intense.
So who's the next opponent? The yellow jacket wasp. Yeah, an insect a lot of us have probably had a bad experience with. They're aggressive, and that sting is incredibly sharp. This is a pain Sai knows, but this time he has to willingly take it. After the wasp did its thing, Sai rated the pain a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Okay, that is a serious jump from the tiny little needle of the ant. So, now we've got a baseline for some real pain. But he decides, you know what? $500 was worth it, and he's moving on. So after 2 pretty painful stings, you'd think it's just going to get worse, right? Well, this is where the challenge takes a really weird and honestly kind of hilarious turn. Round 3 was a total surprise, a little break in the tension. The prize money doubles. We're at $1,000 now. And for that kind of cash, Sai is bracing himself for something awful. You can just feel the tension building. What could it be? The next challenger is a rainbow land crab, right? The expectation was this brutal, crushing pinch. The reality was, well, Sai basically made a new pet. The crab was way more curious than it was angry.
Yeah, instead of a nasty pinch, the crab just gently held onto his finger. He even said it felt like they were holding hands. It was so docile, it barely even pinched him. It was probably the easiest $1,000 he'll ever make. But it turns out there was a reason for this little detour.
Okay, the friendly crab adventure is over. Now the whole tone of this thing shifts. The challenges are about to get genuinely dangerous. We're moving away from your garden variety pests and into creatures with some serious venom. This is the point of no return. And the prize money takes another huge leap. $2,500. For a lot of people, that's life-changing money. But of course, it comes with a pretty terrifying risk.
So, why the crab? Turns out it was all prep work for this. The giant desert hairy scorpion. The crab's pinchers were supposed to get Sai ready for the claws of America's biggest scorpion. This thing has pinchers and a venomous stinger. We're in a whole new league now.
At first, the scorpion was actually pretty chill. It's nocturnal, so it wasn't moving much. It wouldn't sting, so they had to kind of help it along with tweezers. Sai immediately felt that sharp sting go right into his skin.
He said the initial pain wasn't that bad, but then, in the minutes that followed, he could feel the venom starting to spread.
He made it past the scorpion. Now there is only one challenge left. This is it, the final boss, the one insect this entire crazy challenge has been building up to, the most feared, most painful sting of them all for the grand prize. $10,000. All of that pain, all of the stings, the pinches, the venom, it all comes down to this one single moment. If he can just take one more sting, all that money is his.
And here it is, the cow killer. The name alone is terrifying. Now what's fascinating is that it's not an ant at all. It's actually a wingless female wasp. And no, its sting can't actually kill a cow. That's just a myth. But that legend exists for a reason. The pain is supposed to be absolutely unbelievably excruciating.
Let's just run through what makes this thing such a nightmare. First, it's got this super tough exoskeleton, so it's nearly impossible to crush. It also delivers one of the most painful stings on the entire planet. And the scariest part? It has the longest stinger compared to its body size of any wasp out there, which means that venom goes deep.
The second the cow killer struck, his reaction was just immediate and intense. He described this deep, burning pain like the venom was right in the middle of his bone. And this isn't something that just goes away. The pain from a cow killer sting can last for days. This is the absolute peak of the pain ladder. But in the end, he did it. He endured it all, from that tiny little ant sting all the way to the deep, burning venom of the cow killer. He completed every level and walked away $10,000 richer. And it all comes down to this one question, right? What is the true price of pain? How do you put a dollar amount on pure agony? Well, Cy found his price. What would yours be?